Back. Now it's allowing me to invite people once again. We're gonna invite him. We're gonna invite him.
It's easy for me. And there's the race.
What up? What up?
Yeah.
And my thing went away again. Like I had all the options to add people or do anything, and it just disappeared again.
That's crazy.
And it's like it was like all at the bottom, and it was like, nah, I'm gonna just leave. I'm like, oh, okay.
Tweaking.
Can you guys not add people?
I can't add anybody because I'm not the host. Like I'm not the main host, so I can't do that.
Oh, you guys do it next time then.
Yeah, got you.
I don't know how to do this.
I'm the one who primarily did it, you know. So that's the reason why I was I have the understanding of it.
Mine just disappears randomly, and I'm like, what the heck is with that? But so like I have no information on my screen about anything. It just went away once I added people.
Oh,
So, but that's okay. So, but regardless, everybody, I was trying to get the other people in here. I think they still might be coming in at some point if they send a request or if I request.
Yeah,
I guess
they send a request. They should notify you. Biggie, what's good, bro?
You look like you're dying, bro.
Right.
Well,
it's hitting.
Bro, that's how it always works. It always hits like that. But you guys are good. Appreciate you guys hopping in this. Yeah, so I can't see how many people are here. Maybe you guys can. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, we have 3 live viewers right now.
We have 3 live viewers. Appreciate y'all hopping in, man. Appreciate y'all hopping in. So this is the first LumeBento chat that we've ever had. Obviously, these two have streamed before, but you know we are now we're now in LumeBento together, and these two are working with LumeBento, which is, if you don't know what that is manga and light novel publishing company. And it's been around for about 2 years now, and we've made some headway, and we're getting back to it. And if you want to, or well, I should say you should. Yeah, you should go check out what we have going on at LumeBento.net. We have some upcoming stories over there. Sign up for a membership. It's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Okay, it's free. All right. It's never been freer. But yeah, you can go check that out. I have my story over there, and then these two will eventually have their stories over there as well. They're both working on one shots right now, and then I'll let you guys go ahead and say your 2 cents or 5 cents.
5 cents.
Add all the cents you want.
You go first, my guy. Go ahead, Storm.
Oh, okay. I'm the man. All right, I got you. So my name's StormRave. You know, I've been doing this for a couple years now. I'm the creator of R Excalibur, but for right now, I'm actually working on a one-shot called Recusant. I very much love the craft of making manga. I've been inspired by it since I was, a teenager. And I really, really, really want to make my personal mark on the industry because I see manga as an art, a craft, and kind of like a way of this might just be me like kind of being a little bit melodramatic, but I kind of do see it as like a way of being, something like that. But yeah, and I know I haven't been active these past few months. Trust me, I got a lot of content. 2025, y'all finna be eating good. I promise. And that's all I got.
And
Facts.
you said a lot of food. Let's get you some eats. Is me number one manga? You guys know who I am? Possibly, probably not. But I am currently in development for a series right now. You guys probably know me for Dub X Dub, Bashijin, Dead Metal, all different types of stuff. Right now I'm working on a one-shot called Akaronin that will be out in the works, coming out around 2025. So stay tuned for that. I'm also a really big fan of manga and anime and that kind of stuff. But I'm really about the craft that inspired me, and I just want to inspire other people. That's my number one goal. So Yeah. Nice to meet y'all. Possible LumeBento fans.
Yeah, man. And I think both like I'm truly excited for everybody to see what you guys have been working on because both of you are talented, very talented individuals, and you guys know I tell you that all the time, just based on what I've read, what I've seen, and just where everything's going. So I'm excited about that, and I want to make a mark in the industry because when I created LumeBento, it really is about that recalling a imagination we get as a kid. Something that a lot of people lose at some point. They don't really have that imagination to create. They don't really have that imagination to enjoy even certain media, and it's kind of sad. So I wanted to create a space for myself and creators like me who are like-minded, saying, hey, what can I do to put something out there to where people can enjoy this and they can feel that imagination as if they were reading their favorite stories once again, but gear it towards people who are young teens or teens and young adults who can gravitate to more emotional, more serious stories, and things that aren't afraid to stay non-serious too. So with us, it's not like we're looking for any one particular genre, and I think that's something that everybody kind of gravitated here for because they knew they could create the story they wanted, and we would try and push that towards whatever market that was. We don't sit here and like, oh, we only want shonen or we only want shojo or seinen. We kind of want everything at some point, because I think manga is the one of the mediums, just like with any entertainment, you can really find a niche in with manga, but then you can go outside of that, go into different categories or genres and be like, I kind of want to make a romance seinen, or I kind of want to make a baseball josei and make it really cool or whatever. And you are a sports josei, and you can be like, yes, this is a really unique idea. And you can just kind of have fun with that in this playground. And a lot of people can read that stuff. So,
Yo, baseball Jose would be kind of fire
it
though.
would.
Hold up.
It would. That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, unique stuff like that is like things that will help other people be like, dang, I played baseball or softball in school. I relate to this. You know what I mean? Like, this is really dope.
Yeah.
I couldn't create it because I know I'm not that big of a baseball fan, and I would just trash that series. I would just ruin it.
Nah, number one. Get ready for Lou Gehrig Motoko.
Well, yeah, no, man. I mean, like, it's it's always interesting, kind of seeing just the landscape of manga and anime now, and how big it's gotten, just over the years. And I still am like, I don't think it shouldn't have gotten as big as it did because now it's like in a weird spot, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I just look at it like it's our opportunity to come out with the stories we want and just say, hey, let's present it to people and give them something good. With all the stories that's out right now that are either subpar or they just have great art or anything along those lines, you're just like, dang, like I know I can. You're like, I know I can kind of, like, if they can do it, I know I can do it, and that's really how I got. That's really how I got like PenguinBoy, Brave Soul, stuff like that, which people mainly know me for in the beginning for Brave Soul, but coming through a PenguinBoy, that's really what I wanted to do, is just create something that's different. And I think even the title alone is like, oh wow, what is this? It's the same thing with Aku Ronin and Rakusen. So it's they're different stories that I don't think people are going to be able to guess anything about them just off the title alone. And I think that's what is a good mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think overall just being able to put out different things, not necessarily just different in the sense of like, oh, they're completely different genres or completely different, demographics, but like being able to put out different works
Yeah.
that tell a strong story, even if it's not some like masterpiece of a story or not some like um, high level. Like when you put out multiple different stories that are different, but they all have some level of quality to them, it makes the selection and it makes the readers more excited to see what the authors have in store. That's a big reason why I'm like so here for stuff like in Shonen Jump or Ultra Jump or even stuff like in Webtoon where they have different things, they have different types of stories, but they all have some level of quality there that allows someone to look forward to actually going on to the site or going on to the magazine and checking out what they have.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Storm?
In terms of the state of the industry,
Yeah, I like how you're like, let me put my thinking cap on. Let me let me think about this. I like that. You intrigued.
I think I think the manga industry is in a great place. I think with the advent of social media, like a lot of people can, you know, put their, their own workout because you got to think about it like 15, 20 years ago, like before social media, like you had to go through a publisher
Yeah.
or like you weren't,
Yeah,
you know, or if you were to, try to make your own publishing company, it was much, much harder to get it out there. But now with social media, like if you make good content, like genuinely good content, I think that's what will resonate with audiences and create the most retention. Because, and this is just me, but I think people are drawn to authenticity. I think people are drawn to, I'm gonna step into my Kingdom Hearts phase right now, but like when you write from the heart, like when you create from the heart, like people pick up on that stuff. And it's like if you can figure out how to transfer, like if you can figure out a way to make yourself vulnerable through your
yeah.
work and then share that with people, like I think that's what will really reach other people.
And I
A lot of it.
also,
Oh,
yeah,
go
I
good.
also think that like doing that, but there's a level of vulnerability that you put out there, and there's a level of fun as well. I feel like if the audience knows that you're having fun with your work or you're really feeling what you're showing to your audience, I feel like that is also just as important because they know that you're not just doing this just for the interest in I want to make an anime or I want to make a manga or I'm interested in this type of trend that goes on in manga. Let me do this type of thing. Like it's more so like, yeah, are you having fun while you're doing it? Are you enjoying yourself while you're doing it? Because if you're enjoying what you're doing, your audience is going to enjoy what you're doing. So it's like it's kind of goes hand in hand. It can be one or the other. It can be both. Either way, but it's like the important aspect there is the vulnerability is one step. The fun with your craft, the fun with your work, the fun with your authenticity, I guess you could say it, is like that's the crucial step for people to be having, to be enjoying themselves with it. You know what I mean? Like this is entertainment after all. They just enjoy what you do.
Yeah, man. With entertainment, it's very nuanced with how you have to move. I don't think, and I always tell people like, if we're looking on just the creativity side, and you look at and you ignore the business side, you're definitely going to fail in some ways more than others. You have to kind of pay attention to both, or pick up on you go. So while we all three of us are creating stories, we're all putting ourselves out there with the manga that we want. It's about pushing it to the people who like other things, who like these already established stories from these other brands, and saying, hey, if you like this, you're also going to like this. Hey, if you are liking these types of characters, these are the types of things that my character does to do this. You're relating the content back to you, so people have a chance to actually check out your work. Like you were saying too, Storm, it's literally social media is one of the biggest tools that you can utilize to really have like go towards everything. And shout out Joey and Karuto in the chat, man. Shout out you guys. We were all chilling and stuff. So, but yeah, no, you can really do that. Like even right now, like I know for the other people that are in here, like Joey's also going to be creating a manga with us called Light On, which the artwork and the story for that's pretty amazing. Just like the other three stories that we have, one is out and two that are coming out, and yeah, you guys should definitely tap in with that and see what's going on from there. But outside of that, man, I really just wanted to touch base with everybody who is either a fan or who sees this live or after the fact, and just let you guys know that LumeBento is coming. We are definitely on our way to present some amazing stories. Present stories first. Stories over everything is one of the it's part of the motto, because to me, it really I really do want stories to resonate. Someone did a phenomenal video going over one of the other companies recently, and they shout out LumeBento. They kind of went to our page and everything and said, hey, LumeBento, these other guys, they're all doing well, they're all doing great, but you know, they have this little thing they can do. So it made me go and change kind of the website around with how it was, because sometimes as you're creating, you can kind of get away from the things you were doing before. So never be afraid to take criticism if you are somebody who is creating a story. Because yeah, but yeah, no, going back to what I was saying about LumeBento, it's story over everything, because that's the only way we're going to be able to recall imagination to what everybody is doing. And what that means exactly is, I'm not over here saying story over your family, over your life, or die for your story. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you're creating, you know, these stories, don't get caught up by creating and giving your character 1,000 belts or a certain particular hairstyle. It has to be this way. Obviously, those are going to be nice for silhouette tests and stuff like that to make sure your character does stand out in a crowd of people. But just remain in fact and understand that the story you're creating, and especially the stories we're creating, are going to be things that you can get involved with. You're going to learn about characters, you're going to see them grow, you're going to see them either fall in love or become enemies or anything like that. There's always going to be something for you to get attached to, a relatable moment from a character for you to get involved with and come back to and remember and say, dang, that was really fun, that was really good. And those are just things that I wanted to pretty much let everybody know. And I mean, if you guys have anything to add on to that, be my guest.
Y'all ain't ready for the type of romance that I'm going to be putting into our Excalibur. I'm telling y'all. It's gonna be fun. But no, okay. Like in all seriousness, though, yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why, probably the biggest reason why I joined up with LumeBento, because a lot of people, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what Marshulartz said a second ago. There seems to be this like this laser focus on creating the trendiest story, like this, and I know exactly what video Martial Arts was talking about. Like there's this algorithm chasing, Twitter likes, social media, like follower farming intention, instead of just trying to make you know a story that can actually like touch people on an emotional level, that can reach people, you know whether you're reading the story, whether you want to see something cool that speaks to you, or whether you want to write, whether you're like me and you want to tug at people's heartstrings and stuff like that, or some combination of the two. It's like I rarely ever meet creators who genuinely like have a love for the actual craft of storytelling. Like, don't get me wrong, like it is important to make your characters look cool and stylish and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but all I'm saying is, there seems to be this focus on presentation over substance. And I'm going to quote a YouTuber called Samuel Gavin, because I think this pretty much sums up what I think about story over everything in a nutshell. You can never engage an audience with the most spectacular action sequences and presentation if there's nothing going on with the characters to support
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
I 100% believe that.
yeah, I agree. Number one, I didn't know if you were
It's
gonna
my
say
turn.
something. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Like, I get what Storm's saying, and me and him have butt heads a little bit a couple times for this, and come to a disagreement or agree to disagree situation, or we both agree in the situation sometimes. But I'm always under the belief that following trends are fine as long as you're genuinely into them. I think that if you're seriously, I'll use an example. If you're really into what Chainsaw Man is doing, and Chainsaw Man was the biggest trend in like 2021, 2022, that kind of stuff, where it's like super hyper chaotic characters with over the top humor, over the top action, breakneck pacing, and just really weird psychotic characters. Like that was a big thing with it when it came to that time, when that was really important. Same thing with My Hero, where
Yeah.
My Hero's whole thing, the whole superhero boom in manga, where you saw like 30 different superhero manga out of nowhere, and they were just popping up left and right. Right, like it's okay to follow through with those things if you're into that trend. But the most important thing is that you're genuinely into that trend. Like you're genuinely into those things, and it's not just, oh, I'm just following the wave. Like that I agree with Storm. Like just don't follow the wave. Like that's big unless like you are really into the wave. Like I can't fault One Punch Man for going into the wave during the time, because One and Yusuke Murata were really into that thing.
Yep.
They were really into superheroes, really into monsters, and that's how One Punch Man became to be what it is. And it's not only just super popular, but it's actually really well written and really well received. So it comes from a place of genuineness and heartfelt like energy, like care into the project that really allows that to really shine. Like how I feel about the industry is that I feel like the industry is super big and it's doing really well, but that brings in, as much as the good as the bad. Like you're gonna have people who are genuinely about their projects, genuinely about making manga or making comics and that kind of stuff, and telling their stories, and then you're gonna have those people who are out there doing it because of ulterior motives or personal reasons that don't come from a personal love of the medium, and that's just something that happens in every form of media or creation that's going to exist. So I think that with LumeBento, that the whole mentality is to be the people who are genuinely here for this and are trying to bring things into, like, bring the love from creation and put that on the page or on the screen, which however you're going to read it, put that there for you to basically discover and understand. So you can honestly just enjoy yourselves. And as Recall Imagination is the branding, is the mission statement. We hope to really recapture people's imaginations to bring new creators from from the depths, to bring them from the ground level and bring them up to a point where they can create, and that cycle can continue of bringing that imagination and that inspiration to other people, so that cycle can just keep going and going. So um, me personally, I think that it's good. I also think that with any good, there's going to be bad, and that's just that's how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. I just think that if you're focused on doing the good, you're set. Just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, to talk about what you two were just talking about, like in a whole thing, like you guys brought up really great points. I just want to say the good with the bad is like something that is to be expected. As you guys know, I always say this to everybody. I don't expect anyone who joins this team to get along with everybody at every given time. It's not realistic.
Right.
It's not, because people. What's crazy is like people will go to their job or where they want to do, or where they got to they got to go to a job, make money, come home, do whatever.
Yeah.
And some people believe that they're just going to have a great day because they're going to have a great day. And while that's good, you have to understand that obstacles are going to come into your life, be in your way, whether that is your tablet breaks, or in our case, it's like your tablet breaks or your pencil breaks, or maybe your computer dies. Knock on wood. I don't want that to happen to any of us because that would be crazy. So it's like, you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your good days. And I think you're just going to have to take it in stride. And with manga, a lot of people, they think that this is very easy. They think that this is something they can get into. And I'm going back to a point you had made too, Storm, where you were like, there's just a lot of people who are here, but they don't really think a certain way. And for me, what's important because I know there's a lot of people out there who are always asking, how do I join LumeBento? How do I join? Blah, blah. And I'm like, look, you join LumeBento by showing me you want to be here, showing me you want to actually draw and do things, because when it comes down to it, I just want you to understand that this is not for the faint of heart.
No.
You cannot do this and think that I'm just going to draw. And you can do it for fun. You can do it for fun. I'm not saying you can't do it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to make a living at this, if you want to make anything from $10 to $100 or whatever, whether you stay with LumeBento or you stay with us for a limited time and you leave, understand that this is a business, and there are a lot of people who are going to treat it like a business. And at the end of the day, you yourself are the product and the story you create. So it just goes into I've interviewed enough people who have demanded me of things, who have asked me to do certain things a certain way, and I just look at it and I go, okay, maybe this isn't for you at the current moment. Maybe you should try again, do whatever. But I look at everybody who's around me, some of those who can't be here now in the chat, who are either in different time zones or whatever. And I know that those are all people who are committed to the grind. They're committed to the goal. I've read their stories. We've seen each other's works. We've given each other criticisms, and just sat down with each other and really, really to try it and true thing. And I'm just excited because, man, there's so much going on in the background between, the magazine, book publishing, getting stuff printed, doing things that I know that it's just exciting. We're looking at being at a couple conventions this year, so there's all these different things that are happening, and I just want I want people to know finally what's going on, and I think these lives and other things like this are very good ways. Don't worry, I'm not going to get on my soapbox up here and get political or say anything crazy about any YouTubers or anything like that, but uh, if I do talk about any YouTubers, it's probably going to be all good stuff because we have we have seen our fair share of hatred, but we've also seen our fair share of good things, man. And that's the stuff I like to focus on. You know, even if it is a criticism or a critique about one of our stories or our overall look, I like to look at these things and go, oh, okay, cool. That's something to think about, discuss internally, and then go from there. But yeah, I will just always say it just kills me, man, because there's so many artists who I know who want to join either LumeBento or any other platform, and they just don't realize how much work goes into it. And I just want you guys to understand that within this industry, it's very fast paced, and you just have to learn to keep up at your own pace before you can really try and do anything else. So yeah,
I want to actually add a little something to that because I think there's been a precedence out here in the West when it comes to creating manga or creating stories or anything like that. That there's been an active discouragement, right? Like I feel like
yeah, there
when
has
it
been.
comes to us as a group, we're really here to show that it's not a matter of discouragement. It's not a matter of you can't, or if you're not, if you can't do this, then then you shouldn't even be here in the first place. Nah, I think that you got to find the right people, you got to find the right group, or you got to find the right time for yourself, and go hard at it, but not to a point to where you feel as if it is either inhuman to you, or it is discouraging to you, or that you're not good enough to do what you want to do. I did not start drawing until I was about 16, 17 years old. I'm 26 now, right? Let's keep that a stack. It's taken me about more than 10 years to get to the point where I'm at right now, and I don't regret any amount of time that I put into this. I've had family, you know, that supported me. I've had friends that support me. Storm right here is one of my close friends that I've known for over 4 years, almost 5 years now, and he's kept pushing me despite my lack of level that I was at when I was first starting. Right, but you can never be too old to do this. You can never be too young to do this. You can never be too good or bad to do this, man. Like, never feel discouraged to tell your story. Never feel discouraged to put yourself out there and put out your work, because at the end of the day, it's your story that you're trying to tell, and it's what you personally want. And no one, regardless of status, regardless of ability, regardless of skill, regardless of whatever following or connections they have, nobody can tell you that you can't do it. It is what you want to do what you want to do, go after what you want, and keep pushing to where you can be, because it's like, this is a free medium, this is expression, this is art, this is a form of expression that nothing can really stop you from doing but yourself. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I feel like there has been a really big precedent of, if you're not this or you're not that, you can't do this, or you shouldn't be doing this, or find another career. I think that there needs to be more people speaking about that you can do it, and that you should do it if you want to do it.
Yeah, and I will go along with that and just say, pay attention to our work. You're gonna see that we can do it. You know, everybody on the team is at different levels, and that's okay. Everybody on the team is at different levels, whether it's storytelling, art, or production, and that's all right. You know, there's to me as lead of LumeBento, I've always kind of seen that you get shunned if you don't draw like the mainstream. You know what I mean? You get shunned if you don't draw like you don't have this one particular style like, and that's something where I mean you can ask anyone on the team when I talk about manga, I usually talk. I'm a huge One Piece fan. Obviously, I have the giant bookshelf right here, the white one that's full of One Piece books, and that's my favorite look of manga. But I'm not ignorant to the other styles. I'm not ignorant to what else is out there. I read a lot of manga from different categories, different genres, and stuff like that. And I share it with them. We talk about it and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where we have our favorites in the mainstream. Yeah, that's very true. But we also read outside of this and watch things outside of this. I mean, literally, what you guys were looking at, Nim, you were looking at, or your brother was looking at Gantz the other day, which is something you've read and watched, which is like outside the norm right now. I mean, back in the day when we were coming up, Gantz was like very
Yeah.
popular, you know. But like, if you talk to somebody nowadays, they wouldn't even know what the hell a Gantz is. You'd be like, they'd be like, "What's a Gantz?" They're like, "I don't know. Is that an ant? Is it like a giant ant or something? What is that?" So it's like, to me, you know, we look at these different, we read different stories and look at these different things, so that way we can put those elements within our stories. Because I'm creating PenguinBoy, a shonen based manga in the States, and being from Toledo, Ohio, which Ohio already has a lot of memes. Being from Toledo, Ohio, there's already a stigma about, you know, oh, this person's creating manga, it's going to be cringe. First off, LumeBento creates stories that are based on the principles of what most mangaka use. So we follow things like Kisho Tenketsu. We go right to left because that's how we grew up reading manga. That's how we grew up presenting things. Now, yes, we live in the West, but that doesn't matter. Just because they live in Bikini Bottom doesn't mean they still don't need oxygen. All right, they still need oxygen. Terrible analogy, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. And
Bikini
but yeah.
bottom.
Oh, go ahead.
I said no. That bikini bottom line was funny.
No, but yeah, no, man. It's you know, we're gonna get a lot of pushback. I understand that. I mean, if you look at who just came out with a manga recently, they had a dope anime trailer. Corey X Kenshin, shout out to him. Dope anime trailer, dope concept, everything, and he gets backlash because, you know, he didn't draw it, or I guess a Japanese person didn't draw it, and it's just tiring. At that point, it's just tiring. I've heard that shtick 1,000 times from a bunch of people who say that. So I'll say this for everyone who's watching this now or watching this in a couple of days: you don't need to be Japanese in order to create manga. Manga is something that anyone can create. That's why there are plenty of international manga competitions. And what's really funny is when the big guy came out and said, "Hey, you can start publishing manga with us," everybody was like, "Oh man!" And they were creating their stories right to left anyway. And that publisher told them, "You know, you guys don't have to do this, right?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, but we want to," and it became like very popular then. So I just look at it and I go, "Okay, cool. It's now cool to create right to left, and that's what we're going to continue to do." So yes, our stories, our takoban, our graphic novels are going to be printed right to left. All our stories are going to be published right to left, and everything is going to be done right to left. And we're going to be using the story method that they use within manga to give you that authentic manga feel. Now, that doesn't mean we're out here trying to be like extremists and we're going to hate on everybody who's printing left to right or wanting to do comics. That's not any of us here. We're people who are like, hey, just let us create and we'll be cool. Read our story, we'll be even better. Like, you don't even have to tell us what you think about it, but we would like that because we want to hear your feedback on if it's good or not, if this part is shit or if it's whatever. But, you know, that is just something I want to talk about because I know it's going to be a point of interest at some point when people are like, "Oh man, like you guys are creating right to left. You guys must think that you guys want to be Japanese so bad." No, I love being black, and I love the privileges that come with that, and I love creating manga too. There's nothing to me. Those goes go hand in hand. I love my culture, but I also have love and appreciation for another culture and another's art. You know, just like how there's all that stolen art at the museum that people are like, "Oh, this is history. This is come see the art," and you got to pay to go see it. Okay, cool. You can come see my art. That's not stolen. That's created fresh from my mind and from the minds of my team. So, yeah.
As far as this identity politics thing is concerned, this is literally all I have to say about this. When I start, like when Recusant and then the RX chapters start dropping again, I just want y'all to know me as a manga artist. That's it. Just a manga artist. That's my 2 cents on that part of the conversation.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's manga
that's a good point.
less of a manga's not a it's not something that is exclusive to a particular group. It is primarily a form of creation. So it's an art style. It's a creation style. It's a storytelling style. But it's not. singular to a particular region. That entire notion basically substitutes the belief that other people can't create it, which is false because not only, as Marshall said, has it been encouraged by the Japanese to create it, but it has also been done and commercially successful overseas in France. You know, we know what Radiant is. Radiant is, you know, it's the good old French manga that did really good and got a Crunchyroll adaptation. Funny enough, um, and
Fire.
it's fire. You know, it's me
Yeah.
personally, like it's not my entire cup of tea, but it's the fact that it's the thought and the belief and the creation that counts. It's not about it being that, oh well, French people can't make manga. Well, they did and they succeeded, and that's how it is. Um, you know, anybody can make manga. Anybody can write a story. Anybody can do that. It's how willing are you willing to do that, and are you willing to get past the incessant voices of individuals that faceless individuals that get on your neck for something that's incredibly, um, you know, it's inconsequential. So yeah, in terms of identity politics, if you guys know me, I don't really care about none of that. As that has nothing to do with me. I don't mess with that. I don't touch that with a 10-foot pole because I personally don't care. I just want to draw something cool, like how I grew up. I grew up reading Bleach. Still my favorite manga of all time. Best manga of all time. Better than everything. Just saying, like real quick.
Oh my gosh.
um, yeah, I grew up on Bleach. I grew up on Tite Kubo. A lot of his cool, high level design, like just all the cool shit. I love it. It's my stuff. It's my fuel. So, growing up on that, I want to do that. I want to make cool stuff, have people inspired by cool stuff, and make some deep writing and slap a shonen package or a seinen, whatever it'll be classified. I just slap a package of whatever the demographic is, and it's gonna just say Elijah's manga, number one manga's manga, and underneath it just cool stuff. That's all I really care about. I don't care about none of that extra stuff.
He
Not what
said
we're
it's gonna say
Yeah.
a bunch of cool
Yeah.
stuff.
bunch
I
of
mess
Oh,
with
and speaking of which, in terms of inspiration, I do want to add something. So, number one is the Bleach guy.
oh man.
Marshall is the One Piece guy.
Yes, sir.
I'm the Naruto guy.
Oh yeah.
Get like if y'all want character drama, like y'all gonna get the freaking the reason a big reason why since we're on the topic of inspiration, what drew me in, I was a big fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. I was, and it was that those movies were a character drama first and foremost, and I really like that. And like Sam Raimi, he really blends the action sequences and the fun superhero part with the character drama. And Naruto is what my personal best example of taking the action and then blending it with the character drama. Like that's what I'm trying to do. If you want something deep and you want to be like if you like that fingernail biting, like yeah, the action's cool, but is this character gonna get with this character, or what's this character gonna do? Like what's Naruto gonna do when Sasuke, he just fought his brother Itachi and now he joined the Akatsuki? What? Like if you like that nail biting stuff, I got you. Like that's basically like I like writing about stuff that really gets you like invested. I'm not gonna lie. It's that soap opera type stuff. I that's just me.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's or not wrong with that. I think that's the stuff like that is perfect, man. Because like I'm the adventure guy. I like to. I mean, I think that's all of us too. Like I really enjoy like crowds. I enjoy. I mean, as a One Piece fan, that's all I grew up on was One Piece in terms of like my favorite story. Grew up on One Piece. Really enjoyed it. Really loved it. And I mean, as I've shown you guys, like I literally like that whole white shit bookshelf is like volumes 1 through 106, 107, whatever book we're on now in America. And I've learned a lot from the series in how to tell a story, how to do paneling, everything like that. And if you read Penguin Boy, it definitely is there. You'll definitely see it. If and to the people who say that Chainsaw Man and Hunter x Hunter is what they get, I appreciate you nonetheless. I don't see the shit, but I appreciate you nonetheless. And just on the topic really quick of what you got going on, Storm. I think a lot of people are going to really resonate with your characters overall because they're not. You're creating a shonen story, but it gives me that feel of like these characters have a lot more deeper connections with each other than what the audience is going to realize when they first do it. Because when you first read your story, you kind of like, oh, okay, this kind of seems like this and this, like this seems really fun, and then you're like, wait a minute, certain characters know of each other or they're saying certain names. You're like, has stuff already happened? And you're like, oh yeah, stuff has already happened when we start the story. So now you're kind of getting like thrown into this thing, but it doesn't feel. And this is for the one shot and for our Excalibur. It doesn't feel rushed at all. You know, the pacing is good and things of that nature. So I really just enjoy that. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be really good. So
Yes, sir.
but yeah,
That's called character development, kids.
hey, look, some people got to learn it though. You know, some people got to learn it. I mean, and really, I just want to say, like, how do you guys feel, like, just working wise, environment wise? Like, how do you guys feel about just working with LumeBento and like being under that wheelhouse? Like, obviously, it hasn't been crazy. Nothing really crazy has happened since you guys have joined. I mean, there's a couple things that have happened, but nothing really crazy outside of that.
I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Oh,
And I
okay,
really, I honest to God,
okay.
do not think that people know just what we have in the chamber, like in the vault. We are really and this is something that I wanted to talk about. Like, again, I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Like, the reason why I don't make videos, the reason, like, I got people like all the time DMing me like, Stuart, when you gonna get back on YouTube? When you gonna get back on YouTube? And I'm gonna be completely honest. It takes time to make YouTube videos. And me, I'm a freaking perfectionist. Like, if I make a video, it's like, is it gonna grab people? Is the thumbnail right? I'm the type of work, like, I'm a very, like, I think I speak for a lot of artists when I say, like, a lot of us are freaking perfectionists. And it takes too much to be able to make a video and then go back to manga. Like, if I work on YouTube videos, it's going to take away from the process of actually making my manga. Like, I'm still going to do YouTube videos because I do got to get the stuff out there, and that's something that I got to work on. But with LumeBento, it's like, I think it's a really great opportunity to really, really try to represent the industry while still paying homage, which is something that Marshall talked about earlier, to the manga that we were inspired by. Again, like, Naruto is my freaking favorite manga in the whole world. And I was originally a left to right artist, but then, like, I've been rereading Naruto for like the 15th time. And I'm like, realizing, like, you know what? It might be actually kind of fire if our Excalibur, if our Excalibur read right to left. So I think this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for, because, like, my story is good to go. Like, me, number one, and I were literally, like, we talk about our stories back to back and give each other feedback and stuff like that. I literally have a skeleton structure of the story. Like, I am ready to go. And the only thing I needed was not just a publisher, but a publisher that aligns with my personal ideals. So if you, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but if you are really serious about making manga, like, if this is literally what you want to do for a living, like, not just as a hobby, like, you're not just jumping on it because it might be the cool thing to do, but if you really, really love doing this, I think that's one of another thing I like most about, being part of LumeBento.
I think my personal experience and how I feel about it is that this is Storm said it was an opportunity of a lifetime for me. Um, it is one of those opportunities that you take and you run with it. You know, like for me, it's like I was gonna go completely indie. I was gonna go 100% by myself and just go at it head on, and consequences be damned, or results be what it is. But for me, I was just going into this because I wanted to. I didn't see any other avenues outside of like possible publisher deals in the future if I had blown up at a certain point. But I was just going in, energy be energy and doing it by myself. But with Marshall, with LumeBento, they're offering me they're offering me the platform and the ability to put my work out there and have it be seen to a point to where like it's not just on a mass scale on manga plus creators. You know what I mean? It's not on a mass scale of putting things out on Webtoon or something like that to just basically put you in a situation where you have a possibility, but you don't have any real guarantee of like you actually making the market. So, so with LumeBento, if anything, my description or my experience is it's just freedom. It's freeing. A lot of different publishers I've tried attempting to enter or have attempted to work with, or people I've attempted to work with, there's always been a level of restriction to creation. And you can ask Reg, you can ask StormRave or Marshall, whoever, whichever one. But my biggest thing is that I don't want to feel like I'm being restricted to tell the story that I want to tell. That is the number one no for me. If you're saying you can't do this because Shonen Jump already did this and it's already popular. Well, I'm sorry, I guess, you know, you can't do this because this is unoriginal, or because this is Japanese, or this is your characters. Their names need to be changed. If you're telling me to restrict myself as a creator because it doesn't align with how you personally feel, why am I working with you? There's no reason for me to. However, if you are giving me criticism in that case that I should change things or I should mix some things up, and it's founded, I will listen to that. That's how I personally feel about it. So when I spoke to Marshall, and he tells me, "Nah, bro, do what you want to do. Just make sure that you're being tactful." I was like, okay, yeah, I'm signing this contract. What makes you think I'm not going to do it? Like, it's the option that is available that's the best decision that I can make at the current moment. Like again, for me, I grew up on stuff like Bleach. I grew up on stuff like Ghost in the Shell. I grew up on stuff like Full Metal Alchemist, Magi, Berserk, like this, all different types of stuff. But the one thing that I am always here for is the artist having the unrestrained ability to create what they want. And even if they're restrained, they still are allowed to basically express how they feel about that restraintment, and that's very important to me as a creator, is to not be um, censored, to not be restrained as a creator, because this allows authenticity and a level of realness and a level of rawness and a level of power to be in the work. Like I've had different conversations with Storm about swearing in manga, and at first there was a little bit of a disagreement because it was like, I mean, you don't want it to just sound weird, or you don't want it to sound like a certain type of way, right? And my response has always been, if it fits the character to drop an F-bomb every couple word bubbles, let it be the case. Like, don't restrict the character because it's got naughty worded. Oh my god, nah, bro. Let it happen. Let it go off. Let him pop off, because that's kind of his thing, right? So that's how I always feel about creation, is that it should be unfiltered, unrestrained work, as long as it's not hurting nobody. Let's keep that like clear. As long as it's not hurting nobody, I don't endorse no real weird, high key oppressive stuff. Like, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, just be a horrible person on your page. No, like, yeah, if you want to make a series about ninjas, make a series about ninjas. I don't care if Naruto did it. I don't care if Ninja Gaiden did it. I don't care if Tokyo Shinobi did it. I don't care about none of that, bro. If you want to make a story about ninjas, you're gonna do it a different way than these guys. So do it, please. You know. So that's a big reason why I'm rocking with LumeBento, is a level of freedom, a level of like creative freedom, and the ability to just not feel like, if I'm doing this, the rest of your life goes out the window. This is the only thing you're doing. Nah, bro. Like, there's a level of freedom and a level of care here that I haven't seen from any other group that is making manga. So that's why I'm here for this. That's why I'm here with it.
Yeah, man. And I literally just to add on what you guys were saying, I appreciate all the kind words, Storm. I appreciate the lifetime of an opportunity. I do. I appreciate that. And I look at it and I just go, I'm an artist, and I think that's what makes me a little bit different. Like I'm an artist just like you guys. It's not one of those, hey, fellow kids, how do you do situation. It's not one of those at all. Like I'm just stepping into this ignorant as to what an artist does. Obviously, you know, I draw with you guys. You guys see me draw, although some people think I do AI, which is weird. But I draw with you guys. You guys see me draw. I see you guys draw. I see you guys' art. We talk. We're in the Discord every day almost now, just chatting, talking away, doing stuff. And it's always really amazing to me that we can come together, have great conversations, whether we're talking about the industry, whether we're talking about some random art stuff, whether we're talking about One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach. And we really can just come together. And to me, I'm starting to see this really form up, because when I started this 2 years ago, it was just me. And outside of me, there was like people I started to find, people I started to ask, hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, I would love you to join. And I'm very fortunate to have people like you on the team, man, because I don't see us going anywhere without people like you. You know, we can't go anywhere without people like you. Like, I can't do this by myself. I mean, there are factions of people who have done things by themselves, but in the LumeBento sense, and just talking about what we have, and you guys know what's in the chamber, I don't see this moving without us publishing the stories that you guys have, the stories that Joey has, even the one that Yuki has coming up, you know, and everything on that nature. Like, I really don't see this thing moving in crazy amounts until that happens, because when people see what you guys have in store, you know, your incredible stories, your amazing art, I think that they're just going to be like blown away by. They're gonna be like, why haven't you guys put this shit out earlier? It's like, because great stories take time to make, you know. People got to draw between going to work and coming home and stuff, and work is very draining sometimes. But no, man, we have some things in the chamber. We got some extra stories. Like, I'm excited to get to you guys. I'm excited to get everybody to read the first story that's definitely going to drop pretty soon, which is Light On, man. I'm excited for you guys to read that, because Joey's been doing incredible work with that, and I want to see, you know, I want to see what people say about it. So I want to see what people say about it. Shout out to Joey. I know he's in the chat. He wasn't able to get on live, so, but yeah, shout out to him, stuff like that. But yeah, no. You look like a Sith Lord, bro. Like, I can't help but, like, you're just over there like, come to the dark side. We have cookies and lemonade.
Come on, Storm.
Cookies and milk, or get it right.
Cookies and milk? Okay, yeah, cookies and milk. I feel like cookies and lemonade, but, you know, that's just me.
I feel it.
But yeah, no. But no, man, I appreciate you guys, and that's something, like, I'm really fortunate. I feel like I found some good people who, you know, I'm building a genuine friendship with, and I'm just happy that everybody's literally just coming together and just talking their shit and making great stories and just drawing, man. I think that's the big part of it. How many people do we know who come on and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna create, and then, like, they just never do anything. They're just like, all talk. Like, I know too many people, and I see too many people who do that. So they just go, yeah, we'll create someday, but we'll have all these critiques about the industry. No. There's reasons why LumeBento and other companies like us, or mainly I'll just say LumeBento. There's a reason why LumeBento is popping up in interviews or other areas where people are like, hey, we like what they're doing over there, because we focus on the story over everything, man. Yeah. Don't think we don't see the drama. Don't think we don't see the news. We see who's out there. We see who's lurking. We see what y'all doing.
Yeah, I always see the news, man. It's almost impossible now to not see it.
Yeah, we see what y'all doing. We just don't outwardly talk about it. That's all. We discuss things internally, like you should do at any company, and we don't make a lot of things political. And don't worry, if you live in the States, you have a great opportunity to join LumeBento, or if you live out of the country or somewhere else, because we don't focus on being diverse, but the best thing is our team is naturally diverse. You know, we have people from the States. We have people from other countries who are here, and yeah, so yeah,
Malaysia.
yeah, we got people from far and wide, man. I'm letting y'all know. So yeah, we got people all over. But like, I think as long as you are creating and you're doing the thing you should do, people will naturally gravitate towards not just your story, but you as a creator. And that's it. That's literally how we became diverse. Is like literally different people from different countries found LumeBento at some point. Was like, hey, I like what you're doing, and I was like, cool. Where are you from exactly? Oh, I'm from Portugal. Oh, I'm from Malaysia. Oh, I'm from Spain. I'm just like, what? How are y'all finding us? And they're finding us because the work that we did when me, Yuki, shout out to Taperclip, honorary member Taperclip was a part of the team. When we were all posting, and when we were doing that, we had a good traffic come through. We had great people who were there, and it's time to get back to that. So that's why I'm excited to post with everybody on the team, man. I'm excited to post with everybody on the team. Like it's just really cool. It's just really cool.
Yeah, like we got a good group of people. We're all focused on a very similar goal, if not the same goal, and it's really just like we're not here for no ulterior motive or like extra, stuff that has nothing to do with manga or something that we're trying to change manga into. No, we are here for the people who are trying to make their stories and just put the story out and are about their stuff or about their craft. Like it don't matter who you are, what you are, where you are, none of that. It's really just like, hey, you like making stories? Yeah, I like making stories. Okay, cool. Uh what is your work looking like? Oh, well, it's looking like this. Cool. Are you willing to work on that work? Are you really
Facts.
are you willing to put that work into not only improve but to put it out? Like, what's it looking like? And if your answer is it's not the best, but I'm willing to work on that type of stuff, man, that's all we care about. We just want you to care about what you're doing, man. That shit. That's me. My art. You guys, anyone who's on my page or seen my page, and like these guys in the chat, my art is not on this comparable high level of expertise. I'm not drawing high skill like a certain individuals or a certain caffeinated individuals. I'm not drawn to that high extent. That's not how I am. But I'm willing to work on my craft to myself, by myself, in silence if I have to, in order to improve to reach the level I'm trying to do. Like the reason I haven't been posting or anything like that, or like really being out there in the social media, is because I work on my own, man. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing instead of broadcasting it to the world. I don't see that as beneficial to myself in terms of the long term. In the short term, it might give me the views, it might give me the likes, it might give me the followers, etc. But like short term, in terms of long term, it's about that work you put in to really improve, to really put, and it's that drive for you to want to improve. And I don't mean like, oh, I gotta draw 8 hours a day, every day, no breaks, and all my life, and like I gotta cut my friends off. I gotta tell my family I'm not gonna be there for Thanksgiving. Nah, bro, it's not about that. Like if you got a free day open, dedicate 4 hours of work of hours to your work, man. Dedicate 4 hours of drawing. Specific stuff, all the stuff, random drawings, whatever you want to. Just dedicate time to your craft, and you will see improvement. That is what inherently matters to me as a creator. I'm pretty sure Storm feels the same way. Marshall, I guess I know for you, like you feel like you recruited me for that purpose, so there's that. But I feel like all of us in LumeBento, we just want to see people bring out that inner creator, that inner child, that one kid that had anime fights slash AMVs of their OCs playing in their head while they're looking out while they're in class daydreaming, like that. Bring out that inner self. We just want that inner care, that inner creator. That's what matters most. At least to me,
Yep.
that's what matters most to me.
Yo, shout out to everybody who's in the chat, man. Shout out to all 7 of y'all here. Appreciate all y'all being here. I do want to say that, man. Like literally, we're all in the chat too. So, but shout out, I think it's Blade Liger. Shout out to them. Joey, I see you. What'd you say?
I said someone's a Zoids fan.
Art Samada. How do you say it again?
Mata. That's Miss Steph. Hello.
Yes.
How you doing?
Shout out Mind of Grog as well. Yeah, Mind of Grog had a question though. They said was driving over, but I think social media is a double-edged sword, which it can be a double-edged sword. You know, it really can. I think with social media, man, it's one of those things you can get caught up in real quick. You can get caught up going down the spiral of searching videos or finding certain things, or nowadays, um, really you just got to be careful of the link in bio people, you know, because they'll post on your stuff real quick, and they can be a trap too. I'm just saying, y'all, they can be traps. Be careful. Be careful. But no, for real. Blake Gallagher was like, "Have you guys ever thought of giving a character an ability you wouldn't want?" Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I gave a character the ability to melt, but it was like only his skin, and his skin was like very durable, like nothing could destroy it. But it was painful because whenever he moved, he was now walking on his muscles, which is painful.
Mm.
So it's like he could melt certain parts of his skin, but that muscle, the tendons and all those things, like blood vessels, would all be visible, all would be out in the open. The air would hit it and he would be in instant pain.
Yeah.
But he could use his skin to do a lot of things, like hold something that's trying to escape. He could use it as a rope to swing, which is like, it's painful. But yeah, that's the I wouldn't want that power. I'm just gonna be real.
I gave a character in one of my stories that I wrote down the ability to trap people in like playing cards or like any type of like surface. So like they like trap you like in like a picture frame and like you're imprisoned in the picture frame, right? I wouldn't want that because like I personally think that's kind of creepy. That's how I think. But I wouldn't want it. I know somebody else might want it. I wouldn't. I would rather have something like teleportation or like generating like fire, like a firebender. That's cool, right? But like, nah. I've made a good handful of powers that I either consider like weird or lame or something like that, and I made a good handful of those. So it's about the creative process.
I think a character that I gave that an ability that I wouldn't want is, well, there's probably two. Um, for those of you who follow me, there is one of my main antagonists from our Excalibur. Her name is T. Gets to turn invisible. Now you would think that, oh, turning invisible, that would be great. But I'm like, for someone like me, and I didn't think about it until I didn't, when I actually thought about it, I'm like, it would suck being invisible because like there are times when I want to be seen. I want, people who I identify with to know who I think that people should, be seen. Like to be able to turn invisible. And again, this is that, melodramatic, philosophical stuff like that. But it would kind of suck being able to turn invisible because then nobody can see you and it makes you feel like, like it can reinforce feelings that you don't matter or something like that. And that's actually something that I'm going to be diving into with the actual character.
You just dove into like a whole other side of it, dude, which is like
What?
crazy. Like,
That's
imagine
me.
imagine like sitting on a bench like Keanu Reeves, and you're invisible, and you're like, no one can see me. Am I forgotten? And you're just like thinking about it, and just like, no, bro, just unturn invisible, you'll be okay. But it's like it's that whole other side of it that's like that messes with their mind a little bit, you know? Yeah, that's actually true.
And most people wouldn't think of it that way.
Yeah. That
More
was a good question,
so,
though, man. That was a good question.
so Grog said more so that there are artists who end up joining the wrong group and end up losing their comic over it. Oh, well, can't say much about that. That's
It's crazy.
that's
Crazy work out there.
that's a decision. Like that's a. I look.
I
I read the contract, bro. That's how I feel about it personally. I read the contract, so
yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't put myself in that position. But that's it. It is a killer. Where you think that you're being offered one thing and then you get another. So
Yeah, and I always tell I'm very upfront about everything within the contract. And these guys know if they have I tell them actively like read the contract. We'll go over it together if you want. If you have any questions, ask away. It doesn't matter if it's about money. Doesn't matter if it's about IP. Doesn't matter what it's about. You know, that's something I like to be very, very upfront about, because to me, I've seen it happen too many times. I mean, we've all been taken advantage of, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's with manga, whether it's with our job, whether it's by our family, we've all been taken advantage of. And those are things that I truly believe shouldn't enter in our careers in terms of like who we want to deal with. So as contracts evolve, as things happen, you know, I'm very upfront about what's changing, what I'm looking to do and things like that. And I believe that builds a very strong trust with who we have, because they know if I'm going to put something in a contract, I'll tell them what section it is, what I'm changing exactly, when I'm doing this, X, Y, and Z, and we'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, no, that's that. But yeah, I mean, outside of IG, what do you guys got going on outside of IG and outside of drawing? Like, what are you guys working on in terms of your one shots and stuff like that? Let the people know, and we'll start to end it off here.
You want to start off? Sure.
Not get it this time.
He
Say
said,
again?
you go ahead.
You get it this time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For me, right now, I'm kind of working on two different things. So the first thing that I'm working on is the one shot for Arthur Ronan. I got the manuscripts and the names down pretty, not recently, but I think like a month ago. I got those down, and right now I'm working on the finished product so we can get this ball rolling. But my second project, um, I'm low key kind of challenging myself, but I'm also trying to do something to prove to me myself as a creator, but also show other creators that you can do it. It's possible. But like, this is a thing that I'm not working on any of the other works that I have that I've offered, that I've worked on in the past, that I've put out as light novels, or that I put merch out on, different stuff. Oh, cat, yeah, my cat is in my lap right now. He's chilling. Yeah, but in terms of what I'm working on, I'm working on something completely new, something completely brand new right now. I don't have a title for it, but the only thing I can say about it is mages. That's the only thing I got for you right now. That's not a spoiler. That's not going into any wonky synopses that aren't fully fleshed out right now. But I am working on something from the ground up at the moment to you know to hopefully be working on for an extended period of time to actually fulfill what our mission statement is, and to fulfill what my personal mission statement is for creating. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now. I got a one shot that I'm about to finish up, and I got a brand new series. It will be my first ever serialized manga that I will be working on and presenting to you guys in the future. So that's what I'm doing.
And I've dubbed that project that he has. I call it Banana Orange. That's not the official name.
That's not the official name.
It's just I've dubbed it Banana Orange. That's all you guys get to know. So,
all right. What about you? What about you, Storm?
Oh, it's very simple. I'm working on a shot that's called Recusant, and it is a shamelessly Final Fantasy VII inspired story about a bounty hunter who is going on a mission, which is basically a hit, and it's one of those, a mission. I go on a mission, and it ends up not going the way I expected to go type things. How is it going to turn out? You'll find out when it drops. And other than that, I am literally tying up. I literally basically have the entire first part of my main series, R Excalibur. Like, I got the entire part one in my back pocket. So once Recusant drops, I am literally going to hit the ground running with R Excalibur. And my goal is to have volume one drop next year. That is my goal. I'm making a promise to myself. Like, yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on. So again, like, y'all have been seeing, in between the memes and stuff that I constantly post on my stories, like, I hope that y'all get a kick out of that, because I sure do. But aside from like the memes and the movie posts that I put on my IG stories, like, you guys do see, like, I am actually working on pages. It's just I'm trying to make the art look as presentable as I can without taking too long to actually, get the work out there. So again, my goal is to start 25, just 25, to start 2025 off strong, just hit the ground running.
And my bad. Were you done?
Good.
I just really want to say too, shout out to everybody who's been here. Yeah, shout out to the black cat that he had. I saw it earlier. It looked adorable. But everybody here. So we have different release schedules. Oh, look at that! Look at that cat. We have different release schedules that we're gonna have within the brand. There's monthly, every month and a half, and every 2 months. So just so everybody knows, that's something that we're gonna do is we're gonna be releasing in a certain schedule, when stories kind of release. And you know, the biggest thing is we're still a new publisher. We have our own set of standards within the publisher, and we're looking at doing things in a different way. And as you get on, as everybody gets on, everybody has different motives. They have different speeds. They have different takes on drawing and stuff like that. And I want everybody who's going to read these stories eventually to understand that, as this stuff happens and as this stuff comes out, just be mindful of that. And yeah, but as for what I'm doing, just to kind of finish things off, since I am the lead, I'm creating PenguinBoy. You can go read the first 6 chapters over on LumeBento.net. I'm literally going to be finishing up the 7th chapter this week and putting that out for people to read, and then I'm going to be working on chapter 8. But yeah, you can go read the first 6 chapters of my story over on LumeBento.net. Make a free account. You want to make a free account anyway because that's where everybody else is going to be publishing their story. We're not publishing anywhere else. There's not going to be any of our stories anywhere else that you can find. I think right now I still have to take down when I was remodeling the website. I've taken my PenguinBoy down, my chapters down from where they were, but it's okay. Just know to, as Karuto says, stay safe and strong. Read your manga, get that imagination back, and come tap in with us, man. Either on our YouTube or different social media platforms, and yeah, you're gonna start seeing us posting a lot more. We're gonna be doing a little bit more of these lives, and yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of your night. And I'm gonna go draw or play the game for a bit. I don't know yet. I'm gonna do something. Actually, I gotta go make a pie.
Oh man.
So yeah.
All right.
There's that.
Happy holidays, guys.
Peace.
Happy holiday.